Hello everyone, this is Red from Red's Third Dimension Gaming, and today I'm bringing you a review on Atelier Shallie, Alchemists of the Dusk Sea for the PlayStation 3. First, this game is the third and final entry to the Atelier Dusk series. This is the end to the Dusk series. There was Atelier Aisha, the Alchemist of Dusk, and that was released in 2013. Then there was Atelier Eska and Laji, Alchemists of the Dusk Sky, and finally, after Koei Tecmo and Gust experimented with new battling systems and graphics, and with the day and time system gone, they finally have gotten to this game. In this game, it follows in a similar path. There is no days and time system, so you can literally do whatever you want at any time. And I like that a lot because it gives you more freedom and less stress of dealing with, oh, I can only pick up so many items in this area, I can only fight so many enemies, I can only do this and that. That really frustrated me because it makes it really hard to manage all your time. And you end up with more hours into the game when you don't have this time system, and you don't end up with a super bad ending either. So I really like how they changed that for these games, and including this game. Now, in Atelier Shallie, there is a water crisis going throughout the whole world of Dusk. So the world has basically turned into a big desert. In this game, you get to play as two characters, Shallistera, and her nickname is Shallie. She is a princess and a descendant of the chief of her tribe. She is a very warm-hearted, humble soul. I really enjoyed playing as her. Her main goal is to help the city that she finds herself upon. At the very beginning of the game, a sand dragon takes the airship that she is on, and it makes her ship crash right into a small town. She was on her way to that area in the first place, but it wasn't to crash land. She is looking for help because her village is running out of water, and they obviously need help. And what you end up doing is helping the town so that you're in good graces to this town, so that maybe they'll help you back. Now, sometime in the prologue / chapter 1, you get to choose if you want to play as Shallistera or Shallotte. And Shallotte, she is basically a struggling young alchemist who also is a street sweeper. She cleans up garbage off the streets for money. So she doesn't have the luxury of having a nice airship and all of that. She doesn't mind being this way. She is doing all this and supporting her mom at the same time, who she lives with. Now, her main goal is to become bigger, and she wants better jobs. She wants to be one of the best alchemists out there, but she struggles with doing so. That's what I got from her story so far. I chose Shallistera first, and then I played some Shallotte. Both of the girls' nicknames are Shallie, and eventually around chapter 4, you and the other Shallie joins you in your quest. So that's a little gist of the beginning and somewhat further on in the story. I don't want to give the whole story away, but pretty much shortage of water, everything's turned into a desert environment, and Shallistera is trying to save her city, as Shallotte is dreaming for bigger things to happen in her life. So to make this game even easier, the synthesis process works great, easy, and it's not hard at all to understand. Basically, you just have several different items. You can put them together to make ice bombs, healing items, food. You can also imbue armor and make new weapons. I believe that gameplay is perfected. They have the synthesis process all finished and polished. They've had several games to work on to fix it, and don't change a thing about the synthesis process because I think it works fine. I also like that you don't have to create a bigger bag in order to have more search equipment and be able to find more items when you go out in the battlefield. Eventually your basket or bag will grow depending on how far you are in the game and depending on how many quests you fulfill. Because one chapter I got randomly like 2 different times they increased it, and the timing wasn't that far apart. So I think it's how far you are in the game and how many requests that you finish in the game. One other thing that I really love about this game is you can either play on Story Watcher difficulty, which basically the enemy's health and stats are lowered by half. I figured this out when fighting the Sand Dragon because I was like, man, he was really too easy. So I ended up increasing the difficulty setting to hardcore. There's a Story Watcher, which is easy basically, which basically cuts the enemy's health and stats in half. I know at least the health is cut in half because the dragon had 2,000 on easy, 6,000 on hardcore, which hardcore adds an extra 50% of health to the enemy. And Game Fan, that's just normal difficulty. Nothing changes, the balances are all fine. And nothing else changes in the game, it's just during battle situations. So for hardcore, you get increases to enemy health, which I said is about 50% more than what it was. So if it's at 4,000, it would be at 6,000. And they also have one enhancement skill. There are also bonuses for playing on hardcore. You get extra XP point, and that goes to 1.5. So you get 1.5 instead of 1 times as much. You get 1.5 times as much. You get 3 times as much money, and rare combat loot can be obtained. This is a great little experiment system that I like, because you don't have to play the game on the hardest difficulty or normal. If the game's too hard for you or a boss is too hard, you can change it at any time in the game. You don't have to play it on that. And you also can change the voices. You can change to Japanese or you can change to English, which that is an awesome feature too, because I know some games are actually in the series that don't have that feature. And a lot of people like Japanese over English. There's still the subtitles, which they have, that they'll be in English. So you get to play in Japanese and you can listen and you can read it in English. Because there's no time system, there's no days that pass or anything, they had to organize everything into a nice, simple life tasks menu. And what you can do with this is there's a mindset goals, there's a body goals, person goals, and skill goals. And then you got the main featured goals. And these are the only ones that you actually have to finish in order to complete your game. But if you accomplish any of these life tasks that are outside of the middle, you will get extra experience points, and they'll go towards your synthesis or combat experience goal points. So that's awesome. This is a nice setup. I love it, and they said they were listening to fans for this game. That's what they ended up coming up with. It works great. This is an awesome system, and I cannot express how much I am glad they got rid of that days system, because, like I said, it gets very frustrating when you only have so much time to accomplish certain tasks. In addition to the new task system, there are many characters that make a return in this game. If any of you remember from earlier games, Wilbell makes an appearance again. She's a lot older and taller. She's an adult. Homura, I believe he was in another game before, because I remember his type of people being in past games. And also, Eska makes an appearance in this game too. And there are many other characters that return, like Soul, for instance. Now, combat is just as easy as Eska and Logi. You can have up to 6 characters on the battlefield, and you have 3 in the front. You can have 3 in the back. So during battles, you have attack, skill attack, item, defend, or run. There's one issue I have with the combat though, and that is that there is no item for anyone except for the Alchemists, and that sucks, because what if your Alchemist is the only one in there and they die? That happened to me before, and you cannot revive them, and you can't do anything about it. That is one thing they should fix in the future with the balance system. Let everyone have an item. If you have it in your basket, you should be able to use it with anyone. And if you have a powerhouse like Cortez, why would you need to use any bombs or anything with him? I don't think it would matter anyways, because his attacks do more damage than bombs for me anyways, and I wouldn't need to use it. Just, I would like some way to revive a downed Alchemist, because they are the most important part of your team. There is also burst in the game, where you have to create enough of this, and you can increase burst by attacking, any way, shape, or form. If you heal, it goes down, and once you have it full, your attacks do about twice as much damage, and you can use an ultimate attack, which that'll be even more powerful in burst mode. You can use ultimate attack out of burst mode, but it does even more damage in burst mode. Burst mode is one of my favorite features about this game because everyone attacks more powerful, and when you have assist attacks, which was introduced in previous Dusk series games, in burst mode, these attacks do special combos where you can keep using all your reserve characters as long as their bar is up the whole way. You can't use assist all the time. Once their character's fully appeared, you can use it. And then you can keep using them and they'll do some special combo attack. And the more combos attacks you have, the more experience you gain in the very end. This game does seem like one of the easiest out of the Atelier games, but it's a more improved game compared to past ones. Finally, for the graphics in this game, the characters look great, amazing, and their anime style. The background environments, they look fine. It's just the little details in those background environments. I've seen various floors where there's a line in the middle where you could tell where they were creating it, and it looks unpolished. Fruits and vegetables should look like fruits and vegetables. It shouldn't look like a PS1, PS2 game. So once we get up to PS4, I'm wondering, are they going to fix the graphical detail to these games? And I think they could improve upon the environments. And probably the best looking this game was when you have the big boss fights. And even then, it didn't even look close to Final Fantasy X HD's remastered. And how old is that game? 10 years old? I just think they could come along and produce better graphics. I've seen it in past Atelier games that they looked better in some cases. And then the fruits and vegetables and different products don't look that good at all. So I think they could improve upon that. In conclusion, the game has a great battle gameplay system, the best synthesis gameplay I've ever played in the game. I didn't really care for the broom gameplay. That's one of the reasons why I didn't choose Shallotte right away. So that could be changed into something else. I hope they don't keep going with, oh, I'm dusting, and then she sings about it. That was weird to me. Another plus is the easy, normal, hard difficulties. And if you play on hardcore, that you get extra experience and items. I like that they did away again with the day time system so that you can accomplish more of what you like to do in the game than have to really time manage everything that you do in the game. The story is good for Shallistera. We'll have to see for Shallotte. Shallotte I haven't played the whole way through yet, but it was okay so far. But Shallistera, if you play as her, has a really good story, and you will get to play as both characters in her story mode. So I choose her over there. It's pretty lengthy, around 20 to 30 hours, and it depends on how long you spend leveling up, synthesizing, and there are 9 or 10 chapters in the game. For the dislikes, the graphics could be improved immensely in this game. There should be a healing items option for all characters, not just Shallistera or Shallotte, but for everyone. And that's pretty much all I found wrong with it. I didn't have any problems with it so far. It wasn't broken. If I did a certain path or went this way or that way, everything worked fine. In Atelier Aisha, I've had some issues with that game before, so I just stopped playing it instead of starting all over. Because that's what happened in that game. I went off on the wrong path apparently too long, and then the game just broke on me and I couldn't continue. Overall, I'd give this game an 8.5 out of 10. It's a great Atelier game. If you don't like that they changed the daytime system, then play the past games. There are a lot of them to play. If you like anime style, you like synthesizing, you like Alchemists, you like JRPGs, you should pick this game up. And it starts at $49.99. Eventually it will come down because I've seen the other ones come down, so it'll probably be around $20-30. And hopefully for the PS4 Atelier games, they will improve upon them graphics, since there's so much RAM and power to unlock in the PlayStation 4 that they can hopefully work on those details, maybe every 2 years on the game series, instead of a half a year to a year to make the game. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget the thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. If you'd like to buy the game, don't forget to use the Amazon link below, and check out my Atelier Shallie walkthrough videos. I have about 40 or more of those up on day 1, which there'll be more to come as I'm rendering and uploading. Thank you guys for watching. See ya.